Ex-CNN Don Lemon was in Minnesota, I believe, where the anti-immigration protesters who are actually trying to, share and give their insights and ensure that their voices are heard with the situation that has been happening over there. Of course, Trump has had a very massive role in what has been happening over there. But what caught everybody's attention was his sudden arrest that almost looked like it was a calculated move to silence him. And there's been a lot of speaking out from journalists, human rights activists, coverage as well from media outlets, including Don himself. And I've just seen a reaction from. Okay, there's a post that was shared on his platform. It says Don Lemon speaks out live at 8 p.m. EST, right? And then he added a message and said, "Thank you everyone for all the support. I feel it." And then later on, he spoke and quote unquote, he said, "I won't stop reporting the truth. The First Amendment is the bedrock of our democracy, and I'll continue to fight to protect it. Thank you all for the support. I'll always report the truth." And then moments later, there's a post as well from Tim P. Maloney. I believe that's the husband to Don Lemon. He said, quote unquote, "I could not be more proud to call Don my husband today. This was a long and historic day. The wave of support from around the world made one thing unmistakably clear. Truth still matters and community still wins. Thank you for standing with us loudly, firmly, and without hesitation. We love you all." Right? So there's been a lot of speaking outs from uh, different, say, personalities, especially those in the media industry in the United States, who are big fans of ex-CNN journalist Don Lemon, who was there for 30 years. That's a lot of time as a broadcaster. And before that, there's a statement that had been put out by his attorneys, and it's that statement from the Don Lemon Show. "I want to thank everyone for this support. It means the world to me. I have spent my entire career covering the news. I will not stop now. In fact, there's no more important time than this very moment for a free and independent media that shines a light on the truth and holds those in power accountable. Last night, the DOJ sent a team of federal agents to arrest me in the middle of the night for doing what I have done for 30 years. The First Amendment to the United States Constitution protects that work for me and countless other journalists who do what I do. I stand with all of them and I will not be silenced. I look forward to my day in court." My first remark since being arrested last night. So I don't know how this was linked to Don also criticizing Nicki Minaj, because Nicki Minaj had just earned citizenship. He had been given that President Donald Trump's gold card. But I believe it's a little bit too far. But yeah, there was also a Nicki Minaj reaction and response to it. But I believe that the Constitution, the First Amendment Act, like they've pointed out here, covers everybody, including including the minorities, including the majorities, including the Trumpers and the non-Trumpers. So this is really unprecedented and just profoundly odd and weird and crazy, where like they just jumped on him and took him to prison, to jail for nothing without explaining anything. It just shows you the current state of what a precipice in the United States. If this is what's happening to journalists, then what could happen to just a normal ordinary person, man? So I pray the situation is gonna die down, but they're gonna be keeping an eye on Don Lemon. So definitely he will have to tread carefully. He will have to tread carefully because now they have the eyeballs on him. And we can only wish him nothing but the best. And I pray that his situation doesn't get worse. I pray that it gets better, bro. So good luck, all the best. I'll be following up on the details as it continues to develop, but I've seen so many outlets actually shining the light and reporting this issue. Why was he just like plucked and yanked from his, homestead and taken to jail without any reason or committing any crime? That speaks a lot with what's happening in the United States. So I don't know what caught your attention. Please let me know.